Math 20, this example comes out of lesson 5.2, which was about multiplying and dividing radicals. And the instructions just say to divide and express your answer in simplest form. So I'm going to look at two examples here. The first one is this, 3 root 10 over 6 root 2. There are a couple ways to approach this, but I think one is quite a bit easier than the other. Some people head down a road of rationalizing the denominator and so on, and you can do that. But this question can be written like this, which, as it turns out, is quite a bit easier because 3 over 6 reduces, 10 over 2 definitely reduces, and so the part outside the radical ends up just becoming a half. The part inside just becomes a 5, and so you have a half times root 5, or more likely you'll see that is written as root 5 over 2. Same final answer you'll arrive at any other means, including rationalizing and so on, but this question's done easier this way by converting the mixed number divided by mixed number into a fraction times the square root of a fraction. Now this next example can't be done that way because 7 over 4 doesn't reduce, 3 over 2 doesn't reduce, so it doesn't make it any better. So this question, I would head down a rationalizing road. I say, okay, well, this isn't in simplest form because I've got a square root in the denominator, so I'm going to rationalize the denominator. To do so, I say, well, what do I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of root 2. The best way to get rid of root 2 is to multiply it by root 2, because root 2 times root 2 equals 2. But if I do it on the bottom, I have to do it on the top as well. So I multiply by this funny looking root 2 divided by root 2. Now, even if you got all the decimals on your calculator, divided root 2 divided by itself, you get the answer of 1. So I'm not changing the value of this expression at all. I'm just changing what it looks like. Now, 7 root 3 times root 2 ends up giving me 7 root 6. 4 times root 2 times root 2 just gives me 4 times 2, which is 8. So we have an answer that just ends up being 7 root 6 over 8. And because 7/8 doesn't reduce, we're done. Root 6 is as simple a radical as we can get, and question's finished.